100,000 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the Tyler Fischer Show. Very exciting. Episode 42. So much going on, but first and foremost, a very heartwarmed thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, because collectively there are now 100,000 of you amazing people, and so just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you so much. I am able to make a living now from YouTube. Hopefully that's consistent. I mean, no, I don't want to jump the gun there, but from YouTube and Patreon. So if you're a patron or you're a YouTube subscriber, or you're both the ultimate T-boner supporter, I can't thank you enough. And you're literally helping me get out of the bed in the morning, and I get to work because I've got a reason to do it now. You know, I love what I do. But thank you so much, and let's keep going. And honestly, I hope you've seen the more support, the more I make. So let's come on, let's go, Brian. Let's go, Brian. That's my impression of a very liberal person trying to fit in at their Republican family's Christmas dinner. You know, they're just sitting around and going, "Let's go, Brian." What did you just say? So let's go, Brian. The fuck you talk? Is he dating a guy, Brian? What? Brendan? Let's go, Brendan. How many awkward Christmases are there gonna be this year? Holy shit. There's gonna be so many awkward Christmases, you know. And let's get right into it here. Besides the fact that I feel like I got like a Jared Leto if he fucked an elf look going on right now. Not the worst. It's better than what I used to look like, which was just an elf. Now I got the Jared Leto edge.
Frankly, he's so Jared, he's so Leto. He doesn't let up, he's so Leto, and he's like an elf. And we're doing great things we're so many elves this year. Everybody's got jobs. And they're building America, and everything's American. No Chinese toys, no Chinese elves. And it's gonna be a great Christmas.
Let's get right into this. This is, speaking of a very lefty-leaning guy going to Christmas dinner. Here we go. We've got another extreme anti-vax person here. I caught wind of this video today, this gem. So here's a guy giving a pre-Christmas shaming to anybody who is unvaccinated. Here we go.
Yeah, hi. This is just another little message to the unvaccinated, aka the devil. I am so happy they are doing these vaccine mandates here in New York City, because I do not want any of you terrorists next to me while I'm eating a meal, okay? And, of course, the least vaccinated by race are cis white men. What a surprise, because they are professionals at killing people. Don't believe me? Let's look at the numbers. 50% of whites are not vaccinated. Yuck. 70% of blacks, my brothers and sisters, are doing the right thing. 70% are not vaccinated. Wait a minute. 70% of blacks are not vaccinated, so they're not allowed in bars, restaurants, or movie theaters. Okay, Black Lives Matter, but just maybe 30% of them right at the... Climate change is real.
Oh, cat got your tongue, do ya? You can't have two virtue signals contradicting each other, can ya? You got the Black Lives Matter and you got the Vax Lives Matter. Now they're not really. Bit of oil and water there, isn't it? Yeah. A little awkward, isn't it? Well, awkward. Black Lives Matter. 70% can't go inside restaurants, bars, or movie theaters or concerts. Ooh. Well, that's a sticky one, isn't it?
I will not let that go. I think that is one of the biggest contradictory things that has happened in my lifetime, is this just balls to the wall, a world transformation. after the BLM movement this past time. There's been a few waves of protests and little rioting mixed in there. This has been one of the biggest contradictions I've ever heard in my life, which is Black Lives Matter, but the most people who aren't vaccinated are black people, and they don't have civil liberties in states like New York, now Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia, L.A. We're just not going to talk about it? Huh? How convenient. How convenient. Don't say Black Lives Matter if you think that the majority of them in a city of 8 million in New York City aren't allowed to go have dinner with their family at a restaurant.
We'll just leave that right there. Okay.
I made a playlist for the woke man bun guy. We'll call him Chad. So I now have a playlist on YouTube, and I will put that up right here, right up. I think it'll be up there or up there. I'll link to it. I'll also link it in the description. That way you can have all your woke man bun Chad videos in one place on a playlist. And there's only 4, by the way. I've only done 4, but the first one I did, who called everybody racist, I think it just hit 20 million views across all platforms. So we'll just leave that there, humble brag. We'll just leave that there. So they'll all be in one little. Maybe give it away as a Christmas gift. Send somebody the playlist link. And well, we got quite a Christmas gift from old Joey B, didn't we? Did you see this? This was put out on the White House website, and then he also read it out loud. I was on the fence about Biden, I got to be honest, but he won me back. I love Christmas. Christmas was a huge part of my upbringing. I get very emotional on Christmas. I'm my grandparents were elves, and it's just in the blood. So this was his basically Christmas card, and I wonder if I can put some Christmas music over this. I'm gonna see if I can do that. Sprinkle some Christmas music. He's tugging at my heartstrings, old Joe B. So here we go. This is it here. All right, here it is. I might start crying because it's such a presidential thing to do. We are intent on not letting Omicron disrupt work and school for the vaccinated. You've done the right thing, and we will get through this. Man, it's just so sweet. Wait, there's more. For the unvaccinated, you're looking at a winter of severe illness and death for yourselves, your families, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm. I mean, he's got my vote again if he lives to run one more time. He's got my vote because, look, he ran on ending COVID, but looks like didn't do that. He ran on uniting the country and unraveling the divisiveness of the former President Donald Trump. And here he is, combining those two things in one beautiful, beautiful post from the White House. Somehow, in a Houdini-esque magic trick, ends up combining both ending COVID with unifying by saying, look, COVID is about to wreak havoc on the country, and if you're unvaccinated, you're a piece of shit, and you're going to get sick, and you're going to die, and your family's going to die, and you're going to overwhelm the hospitals. But if you're vaccinated, you did the right thing, and you're going to be fine. Even though Omicron still seems to be spreading amongst the vaccinated. So it's Shakespearean. It's a sonnet, basically. I don't know if you're familiar with any Shakespeare sonnets, but this to me reads as a sonnet. This is something I would think somebody back in Shakespearean times would even read to a romantic interest to swoon her and to make her wet. I guess I could read it in his voice now. We're intent on not letting Omicron disrupt working for the vaccinated. You done the right thing. Is anyone going to call him out on the fact that he skips words? This bothers me so much as a person with a linguistic job. By the way, I'm on the couch today. Usually I'm over there on the desk, but the desk is covered in stuff and I'm on the couch. But Biden skips words. You know what I'm saying? So we are intent on not letting Omicron disrupt work, school, and school for the unvaccinated. He would say, we're intent not letting Omicron disrupt work, school, vaccinated. I'll say that one more time. We're intent on not letting the Omicron disrupt work, school, for vaccinated. The guy reads every 3 fucking words. Really? The President of the United States can't even fucking finish a sentence? For the unvaccinated. And this is when he gets all whispery now. He does that like E.T. thing. The mic's down here and he leans down. He goes, for the vaccinated, you're looking at a winter, severe illness and death. For you and I and yourselves, and hospitals and families, it may soon overwhelm. I'm not kidding. That's not a joke. That's not a joke, man. By the way, you're unbelievably unfunny if you have to say that's not a joke. I'm not joking around here. Hey, I'm being serious here. Vaccinated. So, unbelievable. I mean, really unbelievable. I hope he reads some Christmas stories. That would be good. You know, to keep the cheer going. And the night before Christmas, all throughout the house, a creature was stirring. Heck, not even a mouse, Jack. You believe it? I'm not kidding. Not even a mouse. Couldn't hear him. Why? Because everyone in that house was unvaccinated. They got ill and they died after overwhelming the hospitals. Jack, come on. You know the thing. Frosty the Snowman. He died, Jack, because he didn't get the jab. You got it? They should have taken out that carrot out of his face and put a vaccine right in his nose. Come on. You know the thing. Very, very good stuff. Very good stuff. You know? And a guy who, of course, said he wasn't going to mandate any of this stuff. I can't get over that either. Wasn't going to mandate it. Can't mandate it. Unconstitutional. Unanimous decision and opinion by everybody at the White House. And now I think we're up to 34,000 medical workers in New York City who have been fired because they don't have the vaccine. By the way, if you were gonna maybe try to listen to somebody about whether or not to get the vaccine if you're young, don't you think somebody in the hospital would know the best? Right? And there's firefighters and all sorts of people that aren't getting it and are getting fired, but out of any group of workers, I'd go, interesting. 34,000 medical workers in the state of New York have quit because they didn't get this thing. These are people who are in doctors' offices, in the hospitals, on the front lines, and they feel they don't need it. I mean, if that's not telling, what is? What is? You know? That'd be like if, I don't have an example. I don't have a better example. I was going to try to come up with one, but I think I don't really think you need a simile for that or a metaphor. I think it'd be a simile, right? When you say that's like, I think you're assimilating, and we'll call it a simile. Mark Norman does those very well. He does the best simile-style jokes. Hey, comedy. I'm gay, you're gay. Got to do a Mark Norman impression soon. I kind of wanted to shave. And if you don't know Mark, great comic. He's got a free special called Out to Lunch on YouTube. It's got like 8 million views. Unfreaking believable. And I think Netflix just gave him one. Another example of somebody who absolutely, hands down, should have been given a Netflix special out of a lot of the comedians I know. Didn't get one. Produced his own. Put it on YouTube. Got 8 million views. Then Netflix made him an offer. That's the new normal. It's the new normal, yes. I like the new normal. Man. I made a video a while back about, you remember when we used to clap at 7 o'clock for the medical workers? So I did this is Sebastian Maniscalco basically saying, we don't give a shit about the medical workers anymore.
You know what really bothers me? Are we just done with the essential worker celebration? We're not doing it anymore. They're saving our lives and we don't give a crap about them anymore. Remember 7 p.m. on the dot? You gather the family. Come on, go outside. Everybody's clapping. You got grandma singing opera. We're all banging on pots and pans. I'm handing out muffins, throwing confetti for some reason. And now we're done. Why'd we stop? You keep saving those lives, but I gotta go back inside and watch 12 more episodes of Stranger Things.
Nice guy. Great guy. You want a fun podcast? Watch Sebastian Maniscalco and the Pete and Sebastian show. If you just want to have a good laugh, it's my favorite thing in the world. It's so great, and I love they don't do anything political. They don't do anything controversial. They just are so funny, and they work out new bits and stuff. And they'll just go back and forth. So Pete and Sebastian will trade. Sebastian will be like, "So I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and the guy, he goes, 'Let me take a look down your throat. Now let me get your take on this.' He just has me open my mouth, and he peeks in like that. No flashlight. I mean, who doesn't use a flashlight to look down a throat? I mean, what's going on with this guy?" And they just share daily stories. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. What's in the works here? New sketch is filmed. I filmed a new sketch when was it? I don't even know. Last week, I guess? This is a sketch I've been wanting to film. It's based on a joke I don't want to give too much away. Okay? I don't want to give too much away. However, I will be putting a sneak peek of the sketch on Patreon. Look at that muscle. Not bad for a guy who doesn't work out. Not bad. I will be putting a sneak peek of the sketch up on Patreon, probably on Christmas. I'm thinking maybe a little Christmas gift for the patrons. So I'll put what I have edited right now. I'm banging out this editing on my MacBook, iMac, and just starting to would you shut up already? Just starting to chip away at it, and I am so excited for it. That's all I could say. All I could say. I can't really give much. I don't want to give much away. So if you're a patron, you're gonna get to see the first chunk that's been edited, and then I'll put it up early for y'all as well. So I just want to make sure I'm keeping up. I love doing the selfie, individual videos and characters, but I also want to make sure I'm mixing in a higher produced sketch, So Alex is the guy who films it. He's unbelievable. I got 4 actors to be in it, me, and it's just silly and fun, nothing political. It's just a nice little, pure comedic piece of art, and I'm so excited to share it with you. And it's also bonkers that I got away with filming it, and you'll see why. And I'll try to put that on Christmas. Now, can I ask y'all, are you guys going home for Christmas? My hands look huge too. Look at that. That's nice. It's all about the angles. Are you going home for Christmas? Is the new variant got you down? Are your family freaking out? I'm trying to figure that out myself right now. That's kind of the biggest hurdle right now, is trying to figure out if I'm going home for the holidays. Now, I was going to go visit my family. And no. Don't call it home. Don't call it home. Your home is where you live, okay? You're going to visit your fucking parents. Don't call it home. Grow up, okay? Okay, Kathy? I was just told I will be needing a negative test to enter my family's home.
Now I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't feel good about it.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And I don't want to just say I don't want to do it. I want to break down why I don't want to do it. First of all, my family is vaccinated. I wouldn't, who cares if they are, they aren't, you know? I would have never even asked them. They told me, so I know that they're vaccinated. Okay. So they're vaccinated, they're protected. The new variant is non-lethal. It seems to be akin to a common cold. I know a lot of people that have it, have had it, and are recovering from it. It seems to be a 1, 2, 3 day thing. Which, by the way, it is a witch's fucking nip out right now, okay? I just went for a walk with Freddie. It's freezing. It's cold. We're inside more. You're not getting vitamin D. Your immune system's down. Everybody gets sick every time this time of year. They always have. They always will. So to me, to go get tested for something that's basically a cold is, how do I put this? Fucking silly. It's clown world silly. There are lines around the corner. Every single City MD, urgent care, primary care, everything. Pop-up testing sites in the park and all around the city. There are 3 to, I would estimate, and I'm pretty good at eyeing out a line, 3 to 5 hour lines to get a test. All of these people are getting tested. I guarantee the majority of those tests aren't even people who have the symptoms or think they have it. These are people that have possibly been exposed to somebody with the Omicron variant. Now, why are we doing that? Why are we doing it? Think about 2 years ago, pre-panny. You have the sniffles. You're not going to go get tested for the common cold and then call your parents and go, guys, I've got a cold. Got a nasal drip. Probably shouldn't come home for Christmas. No, every year, every holiday, somebody at that dinner table is sick and no one gives a fuck unless you have a crazy old person there and someone's sick with the flu. Then you might want to keep your distance. It wasn't a thing. We can't normalize it. We can't normalize it. So by me going to get a test when I have no symptoms, driving to Connecticut, taking a rapid test, and going, okay, I don't have it. Can I come inside? Or God forbid, God for fucking bid, I have a positive test. Maybe it's an asymptomatic positive test. Maybe it's a false positive. It won't be allowed in my house, even though I'm not sick. Go, guys, look, I'm not sick. Doesn't matter. You're positive. I would have to get back in the car and drive my ass back to fucking Brooklyn, New York, which is probable. Everyone's getting it. I was just with my friend. His girlfriend's got it. She's now quarantining with her other friends that have it. It's absolutely explosive, but this is no different than a common cold. This is how life works. It's how it's always been. I know it seems like that wasn't the way it was, but it was. So I am very adamant on people not getting tested unless you're going to visit somebody who is so old and sick that even having a cold would be dangerous. If you're not, don't get tested. Go live your fucking life. Stop wasting your time in line and go, I don't know. Make a stroganoff, make a stew, make a soup, do something, go to the gym. Don't stand in line with your fucking, hunchback on Twitter, Tinder. Twinder's a new app I'm pitching. It's Tinder, but you only get to write 2 sentences to somebody. You got to keep it short. So I'm dreading that somewhat, but I have to call my family and say, look, I'm not getting tested. Because I also learned from my... hear me out. Part of me was going to say, you know what? Just do it this once, right? But that's what I did with the Boston show, right? I go, just do it this once. Then I had to get all, take it up the ass from people who called me a sellout and all that, whatever, what have you. Fair, fine. I learned from it. But this time, sometimes you don't have to learn from it. You can just pull from past experience. If my line in the sand is, hey, I'm not getting tested anymore, then don't do it. You should have the same standards for everything, regardless of if it's for friends, for family, for your rabbi, for your priest, for a masseuse, a prostitute. Have the same standards. It's a real test. You really will test yourself and go, all right, how much can I stand up to what I believe in? Because it's hard for me to stand up to my family sometimes. Because it's a scarier notion to think, well, you might lose out on seeing your family, or they might reject you, or they might say, well, you can't come. Finding what I believe in is more important. So that is what I believe. I don't think you should get tested. And here's what's going to happen, folks. And we know this because we've seen it over and over. And it's already happening. Everyone is now getting tested for Omicron. So guess what? Cases are exploding because of that. So stop. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I remember when Trump said that. He's like,
so tests, there's more cases because people are getting tested. And if they're getting tested, there's more cases. There isn't, it's only because of testing, right? We shouldn't do it. I agree with him on that. I agree. The cases are only up because we're testing like a mofo, and this is an unbelievably contagious strand. So stop going. And I also don't want to give the government my positive test. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. It takes individuals to slow this shit down. So I wouldn't feel comfortable going and getting a test and doing two things, which is showing the government that tons of people are getting tested because they're nervous, and then the government wins because they get to fight a war and they get to feel like they're doing something, by fighting this. And the second is, God forbid I test positive and I have Omicron, then I'm one more case and one more little fucking needle in the haystack of the media getting to say, well, cases are exploding, we need to lock down, we need to shut down, and then kids are out of school. Everyone's out of work. Everyone's back at home. I can't have sex. I can't go any longer, guys. Okay? I can't go any longer. I had a date. I got a date. And guess what? Guess what she said? Sorry, can't come out. I'm waiting for my Omicron test. I said, oh, I'm so sorry you're sick. She goes, I'm not sick. I may have been around someone who was exposed to it. People are losing their fucking minds. You're going to stay home for 10 days in quarantine because you may have been exposed to somebody who possibly had it. You're 24 fucking years old. What do I got to do here? Move to Alaska? Anyways, I'm a little sensitive right now. All right. Okay. Now, I did go to the doctor's for some other reasons. I didn't get an Omicron test. I get a nose test, an ear test, and a throat test, okay? See no evil, hear no evil, fuck no evil. I had some hearing loss, right? So I had to get my ear tested to see if I'm losing my hearing, which I am. I'm sensitive to loud shrieking noises, so I can no longer fuck anyone who has vocal fry, because that's an issue. You don't want to hear someone climax who has vocal fry, guys. I mean, that is a 10 alarm fire right there. That'll blow your eardrums right out. Second thing was my nose my septum is deviated, and I wanted to figure out what's going on there. So I go to this ear, nose, and throat doctor. The level of security and checkpoints to get in, I felt like I was in Soviet Russia trying to get into Poland during fucking the Holocaust as a Jew.
with the yarmulke. There was like 10 checkpoints. I get screamed at for my mask being like a hair under my nose. You're shifting down the line like the Soup Nazi episode of Seinfeld. One lobster bit, they're going down the line, all militant like. And Fred, would you like to join the episode? Come here, pup. Come here. Let's get Fred up here for a little cameo. Fred, come. He hates this show. Fred, come. Come on. Come on up. Right, come here. Fred, lap. Come on. Come here, sweetie. Yeah, come on up here. Come on my lap. There he is. Have you been tested for Omicron? Yeah. He needs a haircut. Look at this guy. Look at you. Oh, actually, he couldn't get a haircut because he didn't have his vaccine. I'm not kidding. I went to get him a haircut, and they go, is he all up to date on his vaccines? And I go, he doesn't have his boosters. And they go, no, seriously, he doesn't have one of his vaccines. So I couldn't even get a vet appointment for weeks. And so now he looks like homeless Ralph. Was Ralph the guy? I don't know, one of those characters. He looks like a homeless Muppet. So I go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. I'm super late. They yelled at me. Go, the doctor does not like to see patients late. I go, well, you didn't tell me there was a Soviet-style checkpoint in the lobby where I had to get a fucking finger up my ass, a booster shot, and slapped on the ass for not having my 10th shot. I got yelled at. I go, well, you gotta tell us that, Say, hey, by the way, maybe come 6 hours early because you're going to be waiting in line like you're at the TSA during rush hour on Thanksgiving Day trying to fly out to fucking Pittsburgh. I'm like, why am I taking my shoes off here? I'm going to the doctor. So then I get up, 25-minute questionnaire about COVID. I shit you not. Now you're going, why did you stay? Well, because I had to travel quite a ways to get here. I also have Medicaid, and so that's that. I go, I came here. Let's finish this battle. Have you had COVID in the last 24 days? No. Have you traveled anywhere outside of your apartment in the last 9 days? Have you seen anybody who saw anybody who perhaps even thought of someone who had COVID? No. Have you had thoughts of COVID in the last... No. Have you had erections while hearing about... Like, this is insane. This is insane. Do you have the flu shot? Yes or no? I said no. Then I go, please tell me they're not going to ask me if I have the vaccine. This is absolutely irrelevant to going to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, okay? If I was going to the ear, nose, and COVID doctor, sure. Sure enough, here comes the question. Have you been vaccinated? It said yes, no, or I don't remember. This is the manipulative shit that they're doing now. Because, first of all, I don't remember. Did I get the COVID shot? Babe, did I wait in line for 90 hours to get the COVID shot? I did? Okay, yeah, I did. I didn't remember. I don't remember? So I put down, I don't remember, okay? Because I don't want to answer that question anymore. I'm sick and tired of it. It's none of your fudging business. I finally get up to the counter, and she goes, so I was flagged. I'm a flag it. I was flagged? She goes, oh, wait a minute. So I don't know how she even found this, because this was like 90 pages deep into the questionnaire. She goes, wait a minute. Did you get the vaccine or not? I go, I don't want to answer that question. I got pretty firm with her, by the way, and I can be pretty assertive, all right? Don't be fooled by these giant hands. I said, I don't want to answer the question. She goes, oh, so you didn't. I was like, what the fuck then? What the fuck? Motherfucker, what the fuck? What the fuck, Larry? What the fuck? Why ask then? Why say yes or no or I don't remember if you're going to say I don't remember or I don't want to answer and they go, oh, you got it. Okay. It's like when people are like, did you vote for Trump? You go, I don't want to talk. Oh, so you did. You go, no, I don't tell people who I fucking voted for, you cunt. Sorry. but my pediatrician's a cunt, and I'm tired of her asking who I voted for. So I said I don't want to talk about it. Now I'm in my head because I'm going, she's gonna let the doctor know I'm a no vax guy. You got the president of the United States saying you're destroying the healthcare system. You're going to be dying and sick all winter if you're unvaxxed. You know, if these people are watching that stuff or addicted to CNN or MSNBC or whatever, I'm an enemy. This is the reality. They're creating enemies of the people here. So I'm in my head going, is he going to misdiagnose me? Is he going to be mean to me? Is he going to give me, the wrong medicine? Give me AIDS drops or something for my ears? I'm starting to really get in my head about all that. So I go in to meet the doctor. And the oddest doctor's visit I've ever had in my entire life. He doesn't look at me, so I go, she told him, right? Probably right up top, unvaxxed, Nazi terrorist pedophile. Just be delicate, you're dealing with a fucking Hitler Youth here. He goes, what brings you in here? I said, I have a deviated septum. Client has a deviated septum. Came in today dealing with a septum that is deviated. He pulls out a recorder and starts giving audio notes after everything I say, but he won't even look at me. It was fucking weird. Okay, now, you sleeping at night? Are you waking up at all due to this deviated septum? Do you think you have sleep apnea? I think I might have sleep apnea. I do wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know if it's... Client says he wakes up frequently in the middle of the night, possibly dealing with a sleep apnea case. He's not sure if it's night. He just starts cutting me off and doing his audio note. I thought I was like in the middle of an SNL sketch, and nobody was laughing, which made me think even more. I might be in the middle of an SNL sketch. This goes on for like 20 minutes, but I somehow really enjoyed it. I felt like I was at like a one-man show or something. So what's going on with your ears? Well, I just did a movie. Client just did a movie. Then then the first time he looks at me, he goes, "Oh, is there anything that I may have seen?" I was like, I go, "No, it's not out yet." So this goes on and on and on. Then he hits me with this. He goes, "All right, handsome, let's take a look." What? Handsome? The doctor called me handsome, right? First of all, he doesn't look at me. He's in the middle of this little fucking audio show and drops handsome on me. But I gotta tell you, I relaxed a little bit when he said it was nice to be called handsome, right? It's not like people aren't walking down the street calling me handsome. All right, handsome, let's take a look. So he puts the camera in my nose. He goes, "All right, handsome." I'm not kidding. He just keeps calling me handsome, but it's relaxing me. It's like, I don't know if this is part of his tactic. So he goes down my nose, right? Looks at my septum. Doesn't go super far. It's still quite uncomfortable. It's an anal raping. I mean, it's a nasal raping. So then he pulls out and goes, "Oh, you know what? I forgot to look at your vocal cords. We got to go back in." Now he puts it in, right? I want to show you this with my earphone. I want to show you exactly how far in he goes. All right. So this is going into my nose, okay? So there it is, right? He goes, "All right, handsome, just relax, handsome." He's going in. 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 Further. He goes like 8 inches down into my throat. I don't even know what, when you go down the wrong what's it called? You go, something went down the wrong pipe. First of all, what is that? What is the wrong pipe? How many pipes do we have? I thought we had a throat and that was it. He's going down some unknown pipe. I don't even know. I can't even recognize where he is. So, anyways, he goes all the way down my throat. All right, handsome, just breathe for me. He dropped probably 15 handsomes. Now my body's tingling because I feel so loved. So I left this guy going, I don't know if this was the worst doctor's visit I've ever had or the best doctor's visit I ever had. But I was penetrated, and he did have a mask on, so I suppose I could have pretended he was a woman. And so it was a big win for T-Bone. And T-Bone left feeling handsome and loved and penetrated. And I don't have nodes on my throat. And I did lose a little bit of hearing, and I don't think I need surgery on my nose. So, we banged out 3 visits in one. It was great. And now I'm trying to date somebody who's not an ear, nose, and throat doctor. So, I came close. I had somebody on the hook. We were about to go out. She tells me she's a psychic. Okay. There's somebody I was chatting with on Instagram, and then we discovered we both live in New York City. She said something like, I got to go all the way to Long Island to date somebody. So I go, hey, you don't have to go all the way to Long Island. Why don't you go to Brooklyn? Still not the best commute from Queens. Let's go out. And she goes, a week later, she goes, guess what? I'm a psychic. I knew you were going to ask me out. I go, really? She goes, yeah. I knew. Intuition. I'm thinking, all right. Good psychic, right? If she really truly knew, it's exactly what you want out of a psychic. I've always said this. You want them to be predicting things. So then, I'm on my way to Texas. My buddy from the film dies. I'm just kind of in my head. I'm a little out of it, so I don't get back to her for a little while. I apologize for that and stuff. She wants to talk on the phone every night. I said, I'm not really comfortable with that. Can we just meet? I still wanted to show her, hey, I'm still interested, but I'm not a fan of a lot of texting and a lot of talking before you meet somebody, because you're creating this false sense of who they are. A texting relationship is nothing. So I said, look, I'll be back in a week. You'll be back in a week. Let's just meet and see if we hit it off. She breaks it off. She goes, hey, no longer interested. And I'm thinking, interesting. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting, psychic lady. I thought you knew we were going to reach out. Maybe if you were a good psychic, wouldn't you have psychicked that you wouldn't be interested? So I call phony on this psychic. Oh, I knew you were going to reach out. Well, why didn't you know that I wasn't going to get back to you and you were going to be offended and then you were going to break it off before we even met? Huh? Answer me that. So, anyhow, I'm going out with the ear, nose, and throat doctor tomorrow. And I'm excited. And we're spending Christmas together. And he doesn't require any testing before he penetrates my nose. Now, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday, whatever you may be doing. And again, thank you for your support. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. It's mind-blowing. It's actually mind-blowing to me. It's happening, okay? Things are happening. And we're doing it together. And if you want to keep subscribing and following, you're going to have to get the booster. All right? So I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I hope you have an overwhelmed hospitals infection and die. Come on, Jack. All right, please subscribe to Patreon. Come on, man. I got all sorts of stuff up there. My set from Boston, I put a sketch up there. If you don't subscribe, you're going to be subdued to illness and death. All right, Jack. Merry Christmas. I'll see you soon. Do something nice for yourselves this week. And I love you. Ciao.